One day, Penny the Pound was in a wishing well. Suddenly, a hand reached in and grabbed her. Penny was happy because she got out of the wishing well. A boy called Joe took Penny to the park.
The little boy was called Joe. He was excited to take Penny on the swings, the slide, the seesaw, and the monkey bars. The first adventure was on the swings. Joe pushed Penny the Pound on the swing, backwards and forwards. Penny the Pound was so happy. Next, Joe wanted to go on the slide, so he climbed up the steps.
Once Joe was at the top of the stairs. He sat Penny on the slide and pushed her. She went fast down on the slide. It was fun, but she hurt herself.
Joe picked Penny up and kissed her better. Joe took Penny on the seesaw and put her on one side and himself on the other. Suddenly, Joe jumped up and Penny went flying through the air.
Penny landed with a thump right outside the sweet shop. A little girl picked up Penny from a wet puddle and put her in her purse.
The girl went into the sweet shop and bought some chocolate. She handed over Penny to the shopkeeper, who put Penny in the till. It was very dark in the till, and Penny was afraid. Penny heard a voice. "Hello, don't be afraid." It was her old friend, Teddy the £10 note.
Penny was happy to hear a familiar voice. She all of a sudden felt safe in the dark till. "What is this place?" asked Penny. Before Teddy could reply, the till door shot open and a big hand reached in. Both Teddy and Penny were handed over to a tall blonde-haired girl called Bethany. Teddy and Penny both looked at each other.
Bethany skipped out of the sweet shop, clutching her purse, with Teddy and Penny both safe inside. Suddenly, a bad boy on a bike crashed into Bethany, knocking her down onto the pavement. The bad boy stole her purse and rode away, grinning evilly. Poor Bethany shouted, "Stop that boy!"
It was too late. The boy was too far away. Penny and Teddy could feel crashing and crumbling inside the purse, but then the boy's bike hit a rock. The purse fell down to the ground and Penny managed to escape. Penny tumbled fast off the pavement and fell down a gap that led to a drain. Ah!
My name is Lindsay Littleton and I am reading Room 10 section of A Day in the Life of a Pound Coin. After falling down the drain, Penny felt sad and disheartened. Then she met Timmy the 2p, Finn the £5 note, and Tutu the £20 note, who had all had the same fate as Penny. Suddenly, a big gush of water swept all the money straight into the ocean, where they were all quickly swallowed by a huge, friendly whale.
All the coins and notes screamed as they quickly slid down the whale's slippery and slimy tongue. They finally reached the whale's stomach, where they were greeted by Tilly Tuppence, who told them to be quiet. She didn't like noise, as she was very old. All of a sudden, she began talking about her life as a coin during Victorian time.
Hi, I'm Simon Lamb, and I'll be reading Room 12's part of A Day in the Life of a Pound Coin. Whilst Tilly spoke, Penny broke into song. Ooh. Finn, the £5 note, joined in. Ooh. as did the rest of the coins and notes. The whale felt the vibrations tickle in his tummy and spat the coins out. The coins shot out of the whale's blowhole. As they did, Penny knew something wasn't right. When they opened their little coin eyes, they realised they had been transported back to Tilly's time and were now in a Victorian coin-making factory.
Suddenly, Penny was on the move again. A rough, soot-blackened hand was carrying her across the factory floor. She was confused. Where was she going now? A short, bony boy with dirty blonde hair pushed open the huge, rusty gates of the factory. Penny's eyes were hit by blinding sunlight. The boy skipped happily through the Victorian streets, ending up at a park. Penny could not believe her eyes, for there, in front of her, was the wishing well. The boy closed his eyes tightly and tossed Penny high into the air. Splash! Penny landed in the murky water. There Penny sat for 100 years until a boy named Joe reached in and grabbed her.